Let's do the 2 seconds of bland. Oh no, hang on. Oh no, that's okay. So just 2 seconds of bland smiling.
So we're here today to do a reaction video. And this time it is my selection for Pip. Pip has not seen this before and I suspect is wondering what on earth I'm about to show him because the title of it does seem a little unusual.
Kind of do that anyway whenever we meet.
And I don't think I'm going to tell you the story behind this until after we've watched it because I think it'll make more sense after you've, hopefully, after you've heard it. So,
okay. So are you going to say anything about it just for context?
It's from the Greatest Showman. The Greatest Showman, and it's a sort of reel of what happened before the film was, before there was agreement that this film would be made. So it was a sort of test morning for the film, and there's a story that happens, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, I'm up for this. I'm very up for this.
Yeah.
The story
behind The Greatest Showman greenlit, we had to get everyone into New York City to hear a read-through, where we'd read through the script and sing it. We needed the Fox executives, we needed Hugh, we needed the producers, and it took 8 months to get everyone in the room. and once we managed to get this date, Hugh calls me
That's Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
He's quite famous.
I've seen him in Wolverine.
He's Wolverine. That's probably his most famous role.
Yeah.
But he's also an amazing singer. And he was in Les Mis, the film Les Mis.
Okay. Yeah,
I
haven't seen The Greatest Showman.
Oh goodness.
But, and who's the guy in the beanie?
He's presumably a producer or a editor or a, he's an organizer. He's not an actor. He's a cool producer.
He's got a beanie and a scarf and a t-shirt.
In the sunshine.
I think he's my teenage son.
Day before and says
that I had just had a skin cancer cut out of my nose. All was fine. I knew you were worried about that. But I had 80 stitches in my nose and my doctor said, you're not allowed to sing.
I said to Hugh, who have you told? Because you cannot tell anyone, because no one is flying to New York City to hear you not sing a musical.
Which was a good advice. So the next day, everyone arrives and I get there and I explained to everyone why I wasn't singing. I also explained, this was Michael's suggestion, a good one, that I should stand just to be clear to everyone that I will be singing on the day and gesticulate and of course act all the scenes.
And you did. Yeah. To Hugh's credit, he did.
Sorry to interrupt. Is he talking about a film or a Broadway show?
He's talking about a film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a musical.
All right.
He did that for every single number. He stood up there. He was the great showman until one number.
If all is lost, there's more I gain, 'cause it led me back to you. From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waiting till tomorrow starts tonight. Let this promise in me start like an anthem in my. From now on. From now on.
Got a pair of lungs on him, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's got a pair of lungs. Yeah. It's the piano player starts to bounce up and down off his seat eventually.
Yeah.
Now, these are the ones who are supposed to be listening in. She also ends up in the film.
He's definitely leading man material.
He is
Isn't he? He's just
definitely,
born
yeah.
for it, isn't it?
It just, yeah. But there's something very authentic about what happens to him in that.
Yeah. It's like they needed him to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the room, like the whole energy in the room.
Yeah.
Now, partly he's Hugh Jackman, but it's far more than that happens in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't fake that, can you?
Mm.
So why did you choose that?
Because in years gone by, I've been a worship leader, playing worship leader, and I think it's always difficult to describe to people who've not experienced the style. I suppose a style thing as well of worship that I experienced. But when I watched that, that's the closest I've ever seen to a non-church based response in a room to something where there's an energy, there's a thing that happens. And to me, it shows how human beings are kind of designed almost to have this response that they couldn't really say what it was. It was more than just Hugh Jackman has started singing, therefore we're joining in. It was like there was a fire that was suddenly lit, and you can almost feel the room like that. And I've sensed that, I've experienced that in worship, where it's almost felt like the room wants to explode. And I suppose I chose it because that maybe describes sometimes things I've tried to explain to you about how worship is felt. And it's not all about feeling clearly, but there's an element of a human response to something that happened there.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, because I have this thing where I get quite annoyed that people think that like spiritual music, religious music, church music is somehow in a different category from all music.
Yeah.
And the worst, there's a sort of derision that people say when people are on stage and they say, well, it's acting. Mm-hmm. And you think it's you just don't understand it if you think that's a bad thing. Yeah. It's like you're inhabiting a role, you're being a person, and to act as they're being their most authentic self. So is there any difference between The Greatest Showman and religious music? Tiny differences, but the essence is exactly the same, mm-hmm. whether it's Madame Butterfly, whether it's The Greatest Showman, whether it's worship music. It's available to every human being.
Yeah. And there's something, it's that deep within. Deep cries out to deep. that kind of, your mind, your body, your soul responds to this thing, and it's so energizing. I mean, they would have buzzed for the rest of the day, And are we there for a feeling? No, but there's something that God has given us. It's a wonderful gift of those moments.
Yeah.
And it's the same when you have those deep moments of silence or of really beautiful, quiet music. It's just that.
And in that, there was, I mean, it's a very, sort of, I was going to be sort of 6-4-1-5 chord sequence, A minor, F minor, C major, G major. That's just repeated and repeated and repeated, as are the words, because that frees everybody up to do what they were doing there, which is like every individual was having an opportunity to lead or to express themselves or to be part of the choir, if that's, and it just gives everybody the opportunity with that sort of repeated stuff. That's stuff that my type of music doesn't do.
Well, he although he got the thing going, his was not the dominant voice. Once the thing got going, the voices are coming in and out, and I say the piano player, he's actually bouncing up and down off his seat eventually. You've got someone standing on a chair, but it's that sense of freedom that, isn't this fantastic?
Yeah.
And the language as well is kind of redemptory. It's all, we're going back home, we go back home. The Les Mis is the same. It's got the language in it as well as the music. But I just thought I once used it when I was speaking at a church on worship, and I played that first before I talked about worship, and then just talked about. I hate to think what the copyright on that was, but apologies.
But actually, the essence of that is spirituals, American spirituals, and We Will Come Back Home is a very, very, you couldn't have had that piece of music without the Christian traditions that were going into it. So it's formed from that, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the only hard thing about having done this is next time I feel I can't really pull out my Les Mis. I'll have to put a Jesus song in.
I thought we were doing like religious stuff.
I know. I'll have to.
I did the Lord's Prayer.
I know you did. Yeah, but you're so much holier than me. That's
no. Oh, that's depressing. I am holier than thou.
Well, you sing holy music, you see.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, that was well worth hearing. I might have to expand my repertoire and listen to some.
You would enjoy it. Well,
Great Showman.
You probably would enjoy it.
I wouldn't enjoy it if somebody told me I had to watch it because I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I'm that curmudgeonly.
Why don't you watch it so you can work out all the chord sequences for the songs?
I look forward to watching this by accident sometime and have been blown away by it.
Okay. Good.
Brilliant. If you have any suggestions for music that we should listen to, contact us on talkingthefaith@gmail.com. We would be delighted to hear your what's the repertoire. I'm going to start all of that again because we can't edit it. It's only one thing. So if you have any suggestions for music that we should listen to, email us on talkingthefaith@gmail.com. We'd be delighted to try and negotiate the many different copyright issues that we will have encountered doing this one and see where that leads us. See you next time.
See you.